welcome to this, and hopefully I will be able to get through this. My voice is kind of going. I am sick. I started coming down with a cold Friday, and it has progressively gotten worse. So the coughing, the bad coughing, will be back, and I might close my eyes a lot during this video because my eyes are very watery and very itchy. So just kind of go with me on that, as this is really starting to bug me. But I just kind of wanted to come on here and do a live review of WrestleMania 25 as I got to go, and my thoughts on it, and the thoughts on the day as a whole. A lot of people did not quite understand what I did on the last video, or I guess the video before, where I didn't give match ratings other than, you know, good, bad, okay, that sort of thing. That's because I don't like to actually grade a match until I actually kind of see it, like either if like Ring of Honor on DVD, on, you know, pay-per-view. If I'm live at an event, I'd much rather, you know, talk about it not being live. There's a reason for that, and the reason is, you know, I did the same thing when I went to the TNA pay-per-view. Is because when you see it on TV, it's different, and most of you saw it on TV, so it's not fair for me to judge my live experience, because my live experience is going to be better than what you guys saw. So I just think it's a little bit better for myself when I review these things, if I review it the kind of the way most of you will see it or saw it. So that is why, and you know, that's kind of important to me, and I'm glad that I had a lot of people. I'm sure Bill and Doug had probably more than me, but because a lot of people don't recognize me when I'm just out kind of around. A lot of people did, and a lot of people, Bill and Doug, and the comments were very different, and I'm sure Bill and Doug were around when a lot of, you know, talking to me as well, and I don't know if they caught it, but, you know, a lot of them was the passion and complaint, you know, and that sort of thing, and they felt like they were much more of a voice for a lot of people. A lot of people that talked to me, it was much more of along the lines of, they thanked me for doing the reviews, they thanked me very much for doing the reviews, because they felt like if I said something was good, it probably was going to be good, and they felt like if I reviewed something, I was pretty honest about it, and that meant a lot to me, because that's why I do reviews. I could go along and do kind of like Bill and Doug do, and I do to an extent, but I feel I'm much better at doing reviews, and that's why I do a lot of reviews, because I like doing them, and that's kind of why. But so that was nice. It was very good, and I really, everybody that came up, and I actually had a girl come up to me and thank me and said that, you know, her and her boyfriend really enjoyed wrestling, and that she had found me and started, you know, getting the DVDs that I recommended, and she said that, you know, she loved everything I've done or reviewed, and it meant a lot, because she said that her boyfriend kind of gets jealous because she watches so many of my videos, and he was there, and I shook his hand, and I said, dude, I said, you know, I wish I could get groupies, but I don't see that happening. So, but, you know, that was kind of fun. But anyways, today was a pretty good day. Woke up, went downtown, met up with a couple of the guys that are here in Houston. C-Dude, who most of you don't know. Maybe you know simply on comments. He is kind of one of the gang, so to speak. And I'm gonna talk a lot about the gang. I know they're not gonna probably like it very much, but, you know, there's always been kind of that rumor of just who the Skype talkers are and aren't. And it is kind of an elusive group. I'm not gonna mention who all of them are, but a lot of them were here. Not all of us were here, but a lot of them were here. There was probably 5 of us that I would say, well, 6 of us who I would include in the group as a group, who were not here, unfortunately, because I think if we had all been here, it would have been wild and crazy. And as Crazy Mike and myself put it, you know, we all really got along with Bill and Doug. It'd have been very different if I think if Jared had been here. That would have been the test if Moral Virus had been here. But I know Jared very well, and I think he would have got along with him, because, you know, we were all pretty cool. You know, we all have difference of opinions on each other, but I think we all kind of respect each other's opinions. I know Bill and Doug has said that before. But, you know, and we like having fun and calling each other out, and buddies do that too. So I don't think that's a really big deal. But so we just sat around, talked. We did do a video. I don't know if the video will be able to get uploaded. That's going to depend on it being done right. We had to do it on a video camera. If Chase, who is C-Dude, can get it to me, it's a very long video, so I'm probably going to be the one. I will be the one uploading it because it's extremely long. It's well over an hour. I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload over an hour, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Never try to upload something that much, but I think you guys will enjoy it. It's myself, Crazy Mike, Gilbert Blaze, Chase, Giver, who most of you probably have no idea who Giver is, but he's a very cool guy. He usually is one of the lone voices of dissent on Bill and Doug's homepage, i.e. message board, and MB700. So it's very good. We kind of talked about the weekend. From there, we went to Wrestlemania, and I think we had a pretty good time. We took the rail and went down there and walked in and went our own ways, and I was pretty impressed with my seats. I didn't pay as much as probably anybody else. I only paid about $60. It was said to be limited view. You never know quite what limited view means, but what limited view meant to me when I got set down meant only that I was kind of behind where the entranceway was, so I couldn't see anybody really walk out live, but there was enough big screens where it really didn't matter, and so I got to see a lot of it on the screen. My seats were actually pretty good. I was pretty pleased with them, and everyone was kind of pissed off because I paid about half of what everybody else paid. So that was pretty cool, and bought the shirt. As you can see, yes, I bought the evil shirt because Triple H is the one that somehow winds up with the cool shirts. Not quite sure how that works out. Yeah, right. And also got a program, but so that was good. That was cool. I got some good food. This is the first time I've ever been to a Reliant. I've been to the convention center, and the park is where, because let's see, I don't think it was in a Reliant. Where was it at? It was, the TNA pay-per-view was in the same complex. It was just in a smaller one. So, I've been there lots of times, but I've never been to a Reliant Stadium, so I've never actually seen how the food was. It's expensive, like, any stadium food is, but it was actually pretty good, so I wasn't too upset about that. God, there were a ton of people there. Fuck, there were a ton of people there. But, sat down, waited for the dark match. For those of you who probably heard, the tag match was bumped from the card, which was kind of sad, not just because it was, a unification match, but also because it's a damn good match, too, at least live. It was a lot of fun. Everyone was really into it. When I sat down, I was with a lot of families who had a lot of kids, which was completely cool because one of the things that I don't like when I go to live events is to be around kind of smart fans. I know that sounds stupid because people say, well, you're a smart fan, but I'm not one of those people who, when I'm at an event, talk smart. I really don't. I don't like doing that, mainly because it's just, I just don't like doing it. But unless I'm around somebody who I can kind of talk to, and I still don't do, it's like some people, like, oh, this, that, or the other type of thing. But, like I know everything. I just don't like doing that. But doing that, being around all those kids, it was very cool. It was very cool to kind of be around kids watching WrestleMania. I know a lot of people, always complain about, the rest, WWE is marketing towards kids and the kids, but, to watch WrestleMania and be around all those kids was kind of a cool experience. So that was kind of cool, especially to see them mark out and be kids. But the tag match was really good. They were actually kind of calling the spots, which was very cool. So that was kind of funny. I thought that, even they were able to kind of call the spots. And then the show started, and we got America the Beautiful, which was not too shabby, I thought. And then we got Money in the Bank, which was the first match, which was pretty groovy, I thought. I thought it was a pretty good match. I wouldn't say it was great. I don't think it was as good as last year's. It's kind of short, kind of on the short side, but, you know, it was what it was, and I did enjoy it. I thought that Mark Henry actually had a pretty good showing for himself. You know, the spot where it looked like he was going to do the dive, I actually got up on my hand. I was up on my feet, kind of jumping up and down, marking out, because I really thought he was going to do the dive. The spot where he caught Kofi was very cool. I think Kofi and Shelton probably were the MVPs of the show. You know, the missed spot with Shelton and MVP, you know, kind of hurt the match, but not really bad. And I also, you know, the Unprettier off the ladders was kind of as well. But I thought the match overall was pretty good. It was pretty fast paced and it wasn't great, but it was what it was, and it was a lot of fun live, and hopefully it showed up just as good, kind of there. Then we got Kid Rock, and I'm a big Kid Rock fan, so I had no problem with this at all. So that was kind of cool. Though I do have a problem with the next match, the Diva Battle Royal. Not necessarily with the match itself, because I thought the match itself was a lot of fun. Particularly the Santina thing, and the fact that she won. That, you know, she won, I guess is how you could put it. And the whole Beth Phoenix thing, and it was really kind of fun. But the fact that they didn't do any entrances really just kind of, you know, kind of sucked, because you know, there were women there that deserved to have entrances, and the fact they didn't get them was kind of sucky. So, there was that. Then we had of course Chris Jericho versus Ricky Steamboat versus Roddy Piper versus Jimmy Snuka. I wasn't looking very forward to this because I didn't know exactly what they were going to do. But I will say this, Roddy Piper and Jimmy Snuka did at least come looking like they were going to try to do their best. I think they did. Snuka got eliminated first, then Roddy Piper, and then we got fucking Ricky fucking Steamboat. I say that because this man was fucking awesome. For his age, for the fact that I don't know when the last time he wrestled was, but it had to at least been 10 years ago, I would think. It was fucking awesome. I mean, and the fact of the matter that the fans were so into this, I don't know if that came through on the, on television at all, but good fucking God, people were going crazy for him, and the near falls, I mean, I was marking out like a little bitch. I mean, this was just, this was so cool. It wasn't funny. My hat goes off to Ricky Steamboat. He went out there and busted his ass. And I hope the young guys in the back gave him a big pat on the back and said, "Man, old man, you went out there and showed us how it was done." Because it was a little sloppy. He didn't do everything as good as and crisp as probably he would have liked. But the arm drag looked awesome. The cross body looked awesome. The chops looked awesome. He had a skin of cat. The cradle, inside cradle was, I mean, it was just all so awesome, it wasn't even funny. And then we had the Mickey Rourke thing, which probably did go a little long, and of course the punch didn't look all that great, but I thought it was a pretty good segment. The fans liked it, and it was pretty cool live, so there was that. Then we had Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy. I think this was kind of underwhelming in some ways. Not as good as it could have been. Thought it was a good match, but not as good as it could have been. Only because they didn't get a lot of time, and also there was probably a little too much time between the big spots, and not a lot of time nothing really going on in between it. But I thought it was a good match and a good hardcore match, and some of the spots were just sick. The finishing spot with the chair was just unfucking real. I was just like, oh my God, did I just see that? And of course the leg drop over the ladder, which missed, was awesome as well. And you know, the table sandwich was cool. So there was good stuff on that, and I enjoyed that. So that was pretty groovy. Then we got JBL versus Rey Mysterio Jr. That was cool as well. As it was short. It wasn't very long, which played into the storyline because, you know, JBL came out. He said he wanted to have one of the most dominating wins in WrestleMania history. Then Rey came out and got one of the most dominating, wins in WrestleMania history, which led JBL to say he quit, which the fans all cheered. It was pretty groovy and worked pretty well live. I don't know how it worked on pay-per-view, but overall, as a segment, it was pretty good, and I liked it. And then we got the match. Now, most people know that I've been looking forward to this match forever. I was praying to the gods that we were going to get Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, and we got it. I don't know how this match showed up on pay-per-view. I don't know how good this match looked on pay-per-view. All I know is that being there live, this was fucking awesome. This was better. I had said that, Undertaker and Michaels were going to have to bring it if they thought they were going to get match of the weekend. They got match of the weekend, in my opinion. I'll have to see it when it comes out. I'll have to see how it looked. But dear fucking God. And I mean, they went, about 30 minutes? The entrances were awesome. The fact that, Shawn kind of came down from the heavens. Undertaker came up from hell with the fire and the brimstone. The fact that they both just went out there and kicked each other's ass. We got all the fucking near falls. I mean, this was just insane. I could not believe what I was seeing, and really loved it. Thought it was just amazing. I couldn't even hear all the fan chants because you had so many different fan chants going on. A lot of dueling chants going on. Just crazy, and everybody. I mean, I had two guys sitting next to me that really didn't mark out for a lot of things during the night. They marked out for this match. There were a lot of parents there with kids that were just basically there so their kids could see WrestleMania. They were marking out for this match. The kids I was around were going insane. I was going insane. A lot of fans were going insane. I mean, I am so glad I got to see this match live that, this was worth my price of admission. This was worth my $60, this match here, and I just freaking loved it. And then what had to go past that go after that was Edge versus John Cena versus Big Show. They didn't, go over it, but I don't think anything could have. But I definitely think they went out there and put on a really, really good match. I felt it was pretty good. I wouldn't say better than I thought it was going to be because, I'm not the Cena hater, and I do have a lot of confidence on Big Show that he can have good matches. So, I thought this match was about what I expected, which was a good match, a good solid match, with a good little storyline. I thought the finish was really good, and, Cena got his boos. That's okay. His entrance was freaking phenomenal, though, I have to say. That was some good stuff. And just a good match. Then they did the Hall of Fame announcements, which was kind of groovy. They did Steve Austin, and then Austin came out. He changed his clothes, came out on an ATV, went around the ring, got some beers, drank some beers. The fans went crazy. Now I know Instant Classic said, "Thank you, Houston. You're freaking welcome, Instant." This was awesome. It was awesome to be there. Just the electricity in the room, in the arena. Austin is without a doubt one of the biggest people there is. It was very cool. It was also very cool to see. I hope that the pop that Kevin Von Erich got was as loud as it seemed like it was in the arena. So that was cool too. So that was a lot of fun. Then we got Triple H versus Randy Orton, which I had a lot of faith in. I thought it was going to be a great match. This match was blah. This match was okay. It was good at best, and I don't even think I would say okay. I was fairly bored with this match. I thought it went, and then the ending was just kind of, what the hell are they doing? I mean, this was just not as good as anywhere near it should have been. I know some people will say, well, that's because you had this awesome Undertaker Shawn Michaels match. I'm sorry. Triple H and Randy Orton have put on far better matches than this, and should have been able to go out there and put on at least a very good match. Not something that just at its best would have been a good match. This was boring, methodical. All of the bad things that people say about Randy Orton, this was that match. And there's no reason why it needed to be that, because Triple H is better than that. Randy Orton is better than that. This was just horrible. And I shouldn't say horrible, but this was boring live. I'm sure watching it, it was probably a little better because you had, Jim Ross probably able to tell a little bit of a story with it. That probably helped it out a little bit, I would think. But just not very good. So there's that. Then we had a little misadventures after the show because it took us, with everybody there, it took a long time to get back to our rides. So that was kind of fun. But we got to hang out with everybody and talk and get lost, and that was actually a good time. And it was good to meet everybody. Gave everybody a big hug when they left because it was very good to see all these guys I've been talking to for, almost 2 years now. And it was very good to see them, very good to talk to them. Crazy Mike is every bit as cool as you would think he would be, and every bit as opinionated, every bit of loudmouth, but the dude is great, and dude definitely, you get that vibe that he's what he is, and no doubt about that. Same thing with Gilbert, very cool guy, and very much more reserved than I thought he would be. Chase was what I figured Chase would be. Most of you have no idea who Chase is, so it doesn't really matter. Same thing with Giver. MB was very cool. I have given, and I will publicly say this, I have given MB crap before about stuff, and he was very cool. And I will say this: the guy tries very hard to be a nice guy and get people like him and be funny, and he was actually, other than Mike, who, that little New York gang, I have a lot of good feelings for, because I consider a lot of those guys good friends. I was very, very glad to meet Mike MB, who, it was very good to see him, because, he was very cool to meet in person, as was everybody else that I met. It was very, very cool. Had a great weekend. It was everything I hoped it would be. WrestleMania probably wasn't as good as it could have been. Still was a good show, in my opinion. It wasn't a great show, unfortunately. Though I'll have to watch it and see on again. But we'll see. But with that, I'm out, everybody. To everybody that I met, to everyone that came up and shook my hand, I thank you very much. I thank you for subscribing. It was good to talk to you. You guys really, really it was very, very cool. And with that, I'm out, and later.